Now this is the goal, to get enough of us to change our consciousness about a thing until the laws of quantum physics kicks in and we finally hit critical mass so that we can have a shift and a leap out of the dimension that caused the problem in the first place into a dimension it never existed. Talk to HeartLight today. I took this from a quote from Joseph Campbell's A Call to Adventure. Life is an adventure right now, let me tell you. It's not boring. A lot going on, so much is happening in every area. There is nothing that can hide from what is happening on this planet. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide from it. This is Planetary. Barbara Marx Hubbard, who you know was one of my mentors many years ago, referred to something called Planetary Pentecost. And I love that idea. Of course, Pentecost kind of gets my attention. But actually, it's not speaking of the Pentecostal church or religion. It's talking about the Feast of Pentecost that was held in the Old Testament, which was an interesting time. But it was during that time that a people were called to go into the upper room. And today we're called to go to the upper room.
Yes. Yes.
We are called to a higher consciousness. So I invite you to come to the upper room with me. And then that other upper room, some very important things happened that changed and set the trajectory of what the church was going to be under the New Testament, the new covenant that was being made at that time of moving from law to grace. And one of the things that happened was a flame showed up above the heads of the people.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe it was the violent flame, but a flame showed up.
Yes.
And through that flame came a mighty rushing wind, the breath of God moved into that space. And today I would like to see HeartLight, one, go to the upper room.
Yes.
I would like for us to invoke the flame upon our minds, and let us then feel the breath of the divine. And as it blows through us, it takes with us the old cobwebs of old religion and traditions of fear that have divided us and separated it with us. But from the result of that experience, even though everyone was represented of the known world at that time, which was different groups, different tribes, different sects, different thinking, different customs, everyone found a place of oneness in which everyone understood everyone else. And this is my desire for this community, is all those things I just said. That we come to a place of understanding that we are one more than just as a thought or a concept, but as an experience of our oneness with each other. So at that point, everybody understood everybody else, even though the language was different, the custom was different, everything was different. But they all had a moment in which they were in one accord and one mind. And that's my hope and desire for not only HeartLight, but beyond HeartLight's walls and community, that we have a planetary Pentecost. Now the reverse of that would be when, and this is what I remember, when John F. Kennedy was assassinated and shot in Dallas. I'll never forget where I was. I bet you that are alive and old enough will know exactly where you were when that happened.
That's right.
But I was a stock boy on the first floor of a department store in Tulsa. And I didn't know what was going on. I just knew there was commotion going on. And I looked out of the window, and people were coming out of stores and buildings, and people were gathering on street corners. And people just coming together in the tragedy. I remember 9/11.
Yes.
How that we all of a sudden forgot, for just a moment, the color of our skin, our religion, our political affiliation. We forgot everything that divided and separated us for a moment. And we came together, again in tragedy. So it's sad that the only things that I can remember that has brought us together has been through some kind of tragedy. What's going on? Tornadoes. People come together in communities. For a moment they forget that they're Baptist and Methodist and Catholic or whatever they are. They forget that. And you see, when you forget, you remember who you are.
Yes. Yes.
You forget who you are. So remember to forget.
Yes.
Forget to remember.
Yes.
And know who you are in that moment.
Yes.
So today we gather not just to reflect, but to set our hearts toward the journey. HeartLight is not a destination. It is not a goal. If we see it that way, we will immediately become tremendously complacent. And I don't want to see that happen for us, because you're here as a part of your journey. Your journey has brought you here. But the journey continues here. It doesn't stop. Again, it's not your destination. This is a journey of growth, change, and the ability and call to awaken. This is Joseph Campbell's call to adventure. So let's take a moment and consider what happens when Spirit taps us on the shoulder. Some of you are getting a tap on the shoulder.
And more.
It might have been in a little accident. It may have been in something that you testified about today and was grateful for that wasn't too bad, but it got your attention.
Yes. Absolutely.
And right now we need to realize something is trying to get our attention. Spirit has something to say that is fresh for our time. Most of what all religion is, and some of even other things that are not centralized religion, institutional religion, tend to continue to revert back to worship in retrospect.
All right.
We tend to talk about those who lived thousands of years ago. We quote them of the past. But I'm telling you that it did not die with the Bible.
All right. Yes. That's right. That's right.
If we continue to project back upon the prophets of old and upon those that were, we forget those that are. And who's been placed among us in our generation and our time. Sadly, for some reason, we tend to love a dead artist.
I know, right?
Some people do not become famous until they die, and then we make them famous. But I want you to know there are people here on the earth today that has been set up for your time.
Yes.
Amen.
So pay attention and beware of the times that the universe just taps you on the shoulder and says, I need to get your attention. I have never, I don't think ever, seen a time, at least in my lifetime, and I'm going to say in any lifetime, that there's so much to distract us. We live in a world of total distraction. I deal with it every day. I have to be very careful. Oh, I'll just look on YouTube. Oh, I'll just look at this one. But down here's another one. Before I can even finish watching and listening to this person, there's another one showing up down in the corner that really sounds good, so I go there. And next thing I know, it's been an hour, 2 hours that I have been surfing. And I meant to read, I meant to study, I meant to do some meditation, I meant to do some really things that were more spiritual in nature, but I became so distracted. Same way with television can do it.
Yep. All day.
We are not comfortable to be with ourselves. We got to have the TV on, we got to be talking to somebody on the phone, we've got to always be doing something that takes us out of ourselves and back into a world that is crumbling before our eyes. So what I think is the message and what I'm saying to you today is set new priorities. What is the most important in your life? Can you not find 5 minutes to be still and meditate? And work up to 20 minutes, which is what they say does the most good, is 20 minutes twice a day, according to the, that one. The one I do that I can't think of right now. Of course, the Miracles even makes it easier and says only 5 minutes. It says, the Holy Spirit says, just give me 5 minutes a couple of times a day. And then give me your willingness and I'll do it.
Yes.
Then there's the famous, seek ye first
Yes. Number one.
the kingdom of heaven, and other things shall be added unto you. Who lives that one? We are very distracted people. Campbell teaches us that this call to adventure we're talking about, is not a one-time event, but a reoccurring invitation that comes at pivotal moments of our lives. You never know when something is going to try to get your attention from a spiritual dimension that is beyond yourself. We must let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us. I like that. So what is this call for us here at HeartLight? Now this is more than a summons, a personal summons. In the context of community, the call is a shared adventure, one we embark on together. Now your individual path has brought you to something bigger than yourself, and that's community. Religion refers to it as the church. we try our best to refer to it as we're a community of beings that our individual paths have crossed, our timelines. Timelines have crossed with each other, creating a community of individual people who at some level have said, I will commit to something bigger than myself. HeartLight itself can be seen as a vessel of the Vigenture, a gathering place for those willing to awaken to the truths of the heart. We cannot just be an intellectual, gathering more knowledge people without stopping and pausing enough to let some of this knowledge that flows through this place, which is so much, to become experience in our lives. To become experience in our life. I love this idea of the hero's journey. How many of you know of Joseph Campbell and know some of his wonderful teachings that he left us with? Our journeys often starts with an ordinary individuals. I want to say that because I don't think everybody has to be a calling to be a reverend or have some label or some place of position. But I think that it starts with the ordinary person, as well of those of us who have said yes to the call to make this our life, our profession, our world. And maybe you haven't, but that does not make you any less important as a community. I just can't help but remember Helen, you from Unity of Charlotte. Remember Helen?
Yes.
Helen was the quietest, most gentle soul. And she often just sit in a chair in the back of every service quietly, because she says she was called to hold space in that service. And to be inwardly praying for the speaker and what was going on in the front of the people. People walked by her, didn't notice her, but she was, to me, holding one of the most important places. And she shared that with me. So I was aware that when I was up speaking and Helen was back there, I knew that she was intercessing and praying for me so that I could only be the channel for Spirit to come through in that service and feed the people what they were there to hear. Yes, we got the name, we got the amens, we got the positions, we got the labels, but she was no less important than we who were there. For many of us, answering a call means stepping away from what feels certain. That's the challenge. One thing human beings have done that has blessed us in the beginning but betrayed us more in the end in our evolutionary journey is the ability to adapt. To adapt was our survival. You are now entering the 6th extinction on the planet. That means we've lived through 5 complete extinctions. The last one being 75 million years ago when the dinosaurs all disappeared, and it literally took away 99% of everything on the earth except those that lived in the ground. Termites, roaches, all kinds of things that had dug itself into the ground was left to emerge after the ruins and to evolve themselves to become birds and animals and all kinds of things and to repopulate the planet. And some of you may say, God would never let the earth to be destroyed. Oh, yes. Psalms 9 and 3, if that holds any credibility to you, says, "And God turneth mankind into destruction, to say, return, ye sons of men." Psalms 90 and 3. I studied that word because I didn't like the word destruction, because it didn't sound right to me that God was doing it as a punishment. No, it was a very interesting thing. That word meant I will allow things to go into crises and chaos so that it can reorganize itself in a higher state of vibration.
Yes, that's right. That's good. Reconstruction.
I said, oh, I get that. That's why you that throw the Bible out is because you don't understand the Bible. Because you've not taken time to look at the Greek or to look I have. That's been my life, is checking that out, trying to figure out, is this the God I want to serve? So, anyway, we are at a crossroads on this planet right now. We're either going to evolve to the next level of what it means to be human, or we're going to go into a state of tremendous chaos and extinction as we know life. Now, you can't destroy life. And I say that because don't get too comfortable and smug, but realize we are here meeting every Wednesday, every Sunday, and any other time to give our deposit into the collective consciousness to say there's got to be a better way. That's what we're saying in the bottom line. There is a more excellent way. There is a better way. Now, I'm going to say this to me. You can listen. But I can't be depositing light into the collective consciousness while I'm criticizing everything and talking about everybody and judging everybody. I can't do that.
All right now.
Yes.
Be careful what you're feeding.
All right.
And I know how easy it is to slip into it. It'll probably happen before we go through the doors.
Yes, sir.
Somebody will come up with something that they don't like and that they're going to be judgmental about because it's a part of our lower vibration of humanity.
Yes.
It's natural
Yeah.
or unnatural. The unnatural is the natural. We've got to get this. We keep saying it, but we've got to get it. And we all know it. You that have come from Science of Mind, you that come from Unity, you come from New Thought, you've sat for decades, many of you, on the power of thought, the power of what I say, the power of the Word. Have we grasped this idea that life and death is in the power of the tongue? Choose this day in whom you're going to serve, Joshua said.
Yes.
Choose it. Every moment is a choice. Everything that comes out of our mouth came from a choice. So this is an uncomfortable time because we're moving past what's been made comfortable. Now, what I was saying about the adaptation of thing is because we have learned to adapt through wars and famines and my goodness, just yesterday we saw a little piece of history. That's just a little piece that we saw yesterday. Just a piece.
Yes.
There's all kinds of pieces of history that we can look at and think, how in the world did we survive it? How did we survive the Civil War? We can all say that, but we did because we learned to adapt. People who were slaves survived because they adapted to the condition. They may have sung their songs of hope in the cotton fields,
All right now.
that I'm going to put my feet in the crystal water and I'm not going to work no more.
You better preach.
But they made it. We hear. And it's not just one group of people. The Irish went through it. Other people have been slaves. Look what the Israelites went to for 340 years in Egypt. Some of you have faced cancer and survived it. Thank you. Some of you have survived abuse. Sexual, mental, emotional, and religion.
Yes.
Amen. Speak.
And you're sitting there because you survived it.
Yes.
You've been in relationships and marriages of abuse and lying that you didn't know that you could make it, but you did.
Yes.
You survived it.
Yes.
We are the survival of the species.
Yes.
But the teacher said, I'm going to give you another dimension. And that is life and more abundant.
Yes.
You don't have to just be a survivor. You can live in the abundance of my kingdom, of my domain, of my consciousness, of my Christ mind, which I've placed in you. You've forgotten because you've been so busy trying to fix the illusion.
Oh boy.
That's the call, HeartLight.
Hey. Yes.
Sure, this journey is going to challenge us. It's going to challenge the old identity. If you'd let me share something from yesterday that I don't want those to miss that wasn't there, was when we, and for you that were not there, this had to do with some of our racial history of who we've been and how we've handled history in that way, which was tremendously informative. And I'm sure all of us left there with a lot more understanding about a history that is not being told us or taught in the schools.
All right now.
And you had to come and find it in a little old house next door called the Lighthouse. You might not have found it at Harvard or Princeton, but you found it at HeartLight. And somebody said there's another place doing the same thing here in town, and I thought probably all over the world there's little places like HeartLight and the Lighthouse where people are gathering to hear the real truth about history and their identity and who they are. You need to protect these spaces. Please protect these spaces. I'm going to be very, I don't know what I'm going to be right now, but I'm going to be very honest. I've heard too much lately the word, and this is not directed to any particular place, but I've heard it, I'm taking a break. This is the least time you need to be taking a break. You need to be showing up with the full armor and say, here I am. I'm ready to get involved. I'm ready to become. As we used to sing, I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. I'm a soldier. Oh, sorry. I digressed a little bit. Woo, where'd that come from? I'm not saying we need to become soldier-like military, but we need to become focused. We need to connect with our power. We need to realize we cannot grow faster alone, but we can grow together, because when we come together, it doesn't take a lot of us. There's enough here to create a morphogenic field, and we can all get caught up in something bigger ourselves, and all of a sudden you could have thoughts you'd have never had sitting at home, but you could have it because it would come out of the collective field of everybody's knowledge is put together and becomes accessible to you to receive it out of the field. That's what I want for HeartLight. You're sitting there going, oh, I just got something. Maybe it wasn't from me either. I just got something. Something just clarified for me. Something just got clear. I got it. So the Course tells us that the ego blesses what it wants to betray in the end. So be careful. There's always that honeymoon period. That doesn't always stay that way. So let us realize that our old identity, and that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm trying to say it carefully because feel my heart. I care about knowing our history as human beings. I do, because I'm kind of a history type person. I'm a why person. But I can't just let that be the place of my complete origin of transformation. As much as I wanted, I sat there yesterday and I was kind of patting myself on the back a little bit. I didn't want to mention it, but I was listening to this European gentleman with his tremendous knowledge that he was giving us and what we were learning from him. And it just reminded me in 1963 when I had a drawing and attraction to go across the railroad tracks into Greenwood, Tulsa. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't learn that until just a few years ago.
Wow.
The history of Greenwood.
Yes.
Wow.
Black Wall Street it was at one time until 1921. Lawyers, prosperity, tremendously blessed. But the time I got to Greenwood, it wasn't that. It had been torn down and demolished to become the other side of town. People said, why do you want to go to that side of town? Don't you know they'll mug you? Maybe kill you? But something said to me, because I had a heart about racism, I just had a heart for it. It wasn't anything I learned, it was just in me. I was drawn to understand why this had to be in our history of America. And I thought, how am I going to know that unless I have an experience with it? Now I'm 17 years old. I mean, this got to be higher mind stuff. This wasn't my lower mind thing. This was a higher mind thing that was going on into me. So I won't go into my whole story there, but I ended up become the organist of an all African American Pentecostal church in Greenwood. Now looking back, I don't think this is an accident. This is my script I'm trying to share with you here. And you've all got a script. You came in with a script. You should not be here just floundering around trying to find what it is that you're supposed to be doing and whatever. You need to get in alignment. I didn't know how it was going to happen. It just happened that my aunt, who was my pastor, went to this church because they had a radio program and she would sing and take me with her. Anyway, I won't go to all that. The point is I ended up there as the organist of the Page Memorial Church of God in Christ in Greenwood. And I lived it. I lived the culture. loved the food. That was, the soul food was good. But I'm saying I didn't look at it from afar and say, okay, I'm going to be religious and spiritual enough that I'm going to love these people that are different from me. I went in. Some of us need to go in. And it works both ways.
Yes.
If there's a culture or a group that you don't understand, I have an issue with people who say, oh, I just accept gay people. I have no judgment for gay people. Have you been into that mindset? Have you been into what a gay person feels and their story? Have you heard them? Have you gone to something in that culture? Do you know what you're talking about? And I'm going to go another step. Men need to go more into women's worlds, because I don't think men understand women. And I don't know if women really understand men either. Because we're all so busy trying to understand each other's role.
Yes.
I didn't mean to get in this. Get in this role of what it means to be a man, to be a woman, to be this or to be that. And then we come along and try to fix it. Do you realize how long it's been people trying to fix relationships? To have a good, healthy, good relationship.
It takes a long time.
Some people never do. They never do. They just don't get it. Because we don't realize, and here's my bottom line, that behind all of it, sexism, racism, politics, everything that divides and separates it, it's all coming out of consciousness. And that's why I said what I did yesterday. We will not change the situation of such things as race at the level of race.
That's right.
All right now.
Because race is a manifestation of a consciousness that's out there. Now, yesterday, that's what happened to a lot of us. Our consciousness was changed. I know mine was.
Yes. Me too.
Some of you said the same thing. When we heard the real story, that's not put through the filter of the news media
Yes.
and through society and culture, but when we heard the raw truth as it is, then we're able to adjust our consciousness about something. Now, this is the goal, to get enough of us to change our consciousness about a thing until the laws of quantum physics kicks in and we finally hit critical mass so that we can have a shift and a leap out of the dimension that caused the problem in the first place into a dimension it never existed. You don't have to fix it in the level that's caused it. And that's why we got to understand more and more and more and more and more that we are learning we're multidimensional people. We're not living on one dimension looking to go over here, but we're looking up at all the dimensions that are available to us. And because of vibration and frequency and intention, those dimensions are being opened up with portals and pathways of accessibility that is ready to move us into dimensions. And forgiveness is not a cover-up. Forgiveness is moving into a level in which they never did to you what you thought they did. Oh, okay. I'm going to stop. I think I've said enough today. But this is what I was full after yesterday. I was just full. And I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to share and let you listen on this. Does everybody kind of get what I'm trying to say here today? That
Thank you.
we've got to go behind the curtain.
Yes.
We got to go behind the veil. We got to go into the ground of consciousness and cause. Something caused and causes racism. Something causes people to hate other people because of difference in them.
Yes.
Let's put the axe at the root
All right.
of the tree.
All right.
And no more just mowing the lawn. And it looks good for a while till the weeds all show up again. That's what happens out here. We got to have somebody every 2 weeks come here. And it looks so pretty for a few days, but they're not getting the weeds out. Cindy knows about that. She knows how to do it. She's a root person. So let's take a moment. And let's give it to the Holy Spirit to do with this message whatever it chooses to do with you that are here to hear it today, and you that are online who've also been drawn, not by accident, to hear these words today. And now it is no longer my responsibility, it is your responsibility how you receive what has been said today. So I invite you to open your hearts, your minds, and say yes. Say yes to universe, God, prime creator, first cause, whatever you choose to call it. But today we're not calling it, it's calling us. Will you say yes to the cause? I said yes, yes, yes. I said yes, yes, yes. I said yes, I said yes, yes, yes. I said yes. I said yes. I said yes. Come on in, Spirit. I said yes. 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 I said yes, Lord. I said yes. 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 I said yes. You said yes. You said yes. One more time. I said yes. You may not know what it is, but just say yes. You may not know what's coming, but say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. And to our new friend, I say yes. I say yes. Lord, I